Beacons of Minas Tirith. The beacons of Minas Tirith are lit. Gondor calls for aid. All I could see, I just keep seeing this GIF that I sent the other day. and
No,
and
blinding. Blinded by the light. Rev
not
up
this
like
guy.
the deuce.
Not this guy.
Ah, oh, come
Oh,
on.
come on.
Oh, I put my heart
Not
into
I.
that one.
Not I. Oh, if you guys didn't know, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Brothers in Arms podcast. This is your other host speaking, Greg. The guy over there is Patrick, and the other guy over there with the sweet mustache is Alex. It's
Yeah.
the 25th of July, 2022. Time on deck, 0932, 2132 for your military cats. Gentlemen, good evening.
Good evening, Greg. Thank you
Good
for
evening.
doing that.
You're welcome. It's
That
fun
was
it's fun
nicely
to
done.
well, thank you.
Greg,
I
I think you've lost your calling. You
I'm
should have been on the radio.
I may or may not have taken a course on public speaking because the Marine Corps made me.
You got the face for it.
Oh yeah, it's that smile. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I I don't know. I think I've told you guys this before. I've considered when I retire to just take up a contract on a cruise ship for at least 7 months. Like go do one tour on a cruise ship, and I'm just gonna go work as a I'm gonna go join the fun crew and work for the cruise director as a guy talking and getting people
As
to
the guy who talks,
join the conga line, just having a good time. Just to do it, just to say I've done it just once, but that would be entertaining. But how
Con,
you guys doing?
con, conga line. You
Conga
won.
line.
That's it. Yep. Congratulations.
You win the internet this evening.
Yay! Oh,
Congratulations.
wow. Anybody else hear that ding, or was it just me?
I did not catch the
Pretty sure it was
ding.
just you.
Okay,
Did
well,
you
fantastic. Well,
did you just level up?
either that or the biscuits are done. I don't know.
If you start smelling burnt toast, let me know.
Ding, fries are done. Ding, fries are done.
Oh man.
He's on his
Gosh.
toes tonight, folks. He's
Gosh.
on his toes.
Y'all, you're trying
Ah,
hard. You're
well,
gonna get me. I promise you're gonna get me. I'm gonna end up singing something.
working hard. Working hard.
We're going to keep
Ladies and
count.
gentlemen, what Greg did miss, but honestly, dude, you covered everything else and then some. This is episode 104. So welcome back to
Oh
the
my
fun.
goodness.
Welcome back to the fun. The other day we graced over 2,000 downloads on our podbean.com web hosting. Yep. 2,044 downloads as of
Oh,
this
wow.
evening. So nicely done, gentlemen. We have passed our year and it feels
Yay!
good.
We're
Yeah.
It feels real
popular.
good. Woohoo! It
We're
only
one of
took
the
us 100.
popular kids.
Yay! It
We're
only took us
popular kids.
104 episodes to do it, but we did it. So yay! Good job, guys. So proud. So proud. But
Oh,
yeah, life is good. So it's Greg, you've been leading so fine. We'll go out of order. How about that?
Yeah.
Sound good?
ooh. Okay,
Greg takes
send
the
it.
lead. So I'll go next. I'm currently sitting in my office.
I noticed that.
Yeah, you want to know why I'm sitting in my office?
I'm quite interested that you're there at 9:30
I know.
Monday night of all places.
Well, gentlemen, both of my kids are home.
Yay.
Yay!
Yes, both of my kids are home, and I am blessed. Carrie and I are blessed to have our kids home. They made it safely to Atlanta. I got to see Alex and Liz and Caroline and Theo and Molly and Frank and Beans and Kitty and Oscar and 1,500 ladybugs and just
Oh, no.
we'll talk about that later.
Yep.
Um,
Jeez.
but I'm telling you, we have had a crazy, fantastic week. Um, so earlier this week, I got to. So we stopped on Sunday. Our last time together was on Sunday. Um, Monday and Tuesday, we kind of had some downtime. Carrie and I had some downtime. It was great. We had a little bit of extra furlough, so we were able to take that. But Wednesday, we had this thing called staff conference. And it's when all of the staff, all of the officers and lead staff get together on campus and we talk about what our department is doing and what kind of help we need. And guys, I don't know about you, but when a team can actually stop and talk to each other and say, hey, this is what we do. This is how we can help you do what you do so that we can not step in the doo doo. It's fantastic. Like
That's
it
amazing.
is, it's some excellent work. And so, very, very grateful for the leadership that we have here and for the forethought that was put into this. And so, we got to share as directors of personnel. It's so weird to say, but as directors of personnel, we got to share what we're expecting to accomplish this next semester. Uh, Cadets that are coming in the next couple of days. Actually, first years are here today. I'll talk about that in just a second. Um, but we got to share, and it was awesome. It was great. And then Friday, after we finished up in the morning, I got to drive 9.5 hours to Alex and Liz's place, and so left just around noon, and about 4 hours and 45 minutes into it, I got to stop. And I stopped at one of our favorite places that we talked about last week. I stopped at Bucky's. And this Bucky's is in Florence, South Carolina. And I brought some treats to the boys. They got some Bucky's nuggets or beaver nuggets or something else that
Beaver.
family
Yes.
Yeah,
beaver
they're
Beavers.
things.
Beaver
beaver
And
nuggets.
nuggets.
It's what it says.
yep, it's what it
Dad, dad,
says.
dad said something else, but
That's all right. That's all right. So, Family Channel and all that jazz.
yes, Family
This
Channel.
is something that we all enjoy very much so,
I've never tried them.
except for Greg. So, Greg, what do you think, man? You ready? We can't hear you shaking.
Oh, I'm
Whole
shaking.
lot of shaking going on.
Still didn't do it.
Shake it.
I got it. Well, that's
Yay!
hello, right, Leo. All right, that one's different. All right, hold
That's
on.
not what I was doing.
No, I'm just calling
Be
kids.
careful. Don't go and they go all over the place.
Boom! Oh, crap.
Yeah.
The
And
dogs would go. I've got two dogs down here. I'm watching friends' dogs. We'll talk about that later.
oh,
Hold on.
okay.
Yeah, that one's fun. You gotta smell them first. They smell nice. They smell like sugar.
They are very much sugar. Yes. Greg is testing, he's tasting, he's thinking, he's pondering, he's about to fold the bag up and put it away because the temptation is too much. What does he think of the beaver nuggets?
They
He's
remind
got
me.
Captain Crunch.
Yeah, or Captain
Yeah.
Crunch, or what was that? Not Cocoa Puffs, because Cocoa Puffs were chocolate.
Right.
What's the other cereal that was like puffed corn? You remember what I'm talking about?
Honeycrisp?
Not Honeycrisp.
Honeycombs?
Yeah,
Uh-uh.
because Honeycrisp were the ones that were like puffs of rice almost.
Those look
No,
like waffles. Those look like
Corn puffs.
waffles. Corn puffs. There it is. I think of cereal when I taste that.
oh, corn pops. Yeah, in the yellow box.
They taste like corn pops, only better. Like they've been dosed in drugs.
and everything.
And those are better than I like. They're really good. That's a pretty tasty snack. I could probably demolish the bag without thinking about it, and then I'd feel terrible.
yeah, that's a lot of sugar.
Yep.
Enjoy responsibly, my friends.
Well,
As Alex looks
servings,
at the bag.
15
I,
grams of sugar.
I'm about to lose like 70 pounds in 6 months, so I gotta stock up.
well, you're right. You're right. Did you
Those
happen to get into the nut sampler?
I did.
I
You
didn't
did?
get
What'd you
one of
think of
those.
those?
It didn't make
No,
it all
that
the
was
way up
for
to
hosting
Greg's.
me. Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
Mm, respectable.
Yeah. What'd you say, Alex?
It didn't make it up to Greg's.
Oh, oh, I'm sorry, Greg.
We ended up eating it on the way.
Nice. Good. I'm glad. So, with that being said, after I stopped at Bucky's, mom and dad called. And I talked to mom and dad for a few moments. And then ran into a rainstorm. And this rainstorm was one of those where you see a black wall in front of you and you know you have to drive through it. You've been to those, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Fun.
Oh yeah.
Well, I got about, oh, let's say 5, 6 minutes into the black wall of just rain that even on the highest standard of wiper, you can barely see the car in front of you. Thankfully, I was behind a semi truck
Oh.
because the semi truck stopped and I had just enough space to stop behind him and make sure that nobody was going to not stop behind me. And we crept along in this rain that was puddling on the interstate. We crept through about 15, 20 minutes of it till we finally got into a single file and then onto the shoulder, the right shoulder. So parts of South Carolina and North Carolina, they divide the highway northbound, southbound with a forest.
Huh?
And this storm produced so much lightning that at one point lightning struck this forest and brought a tree down that blocked both lanes of of the northbound traffic. So we had to creep around this tree. Well, unfortunately, one car didn't make it through without finding the tree through the top of its car. Thankfully, they were safe. They were okay. Nobody was hurt from what we could tell, but it was wicked. And so after we got past that tree, we kind of sped back up to about 50 miles an hour because the rain you still couldn't see. And not 5 minutes later, I just happened to glance to my left. And when I did, lightning struck a car going southbound, not 25, 30 feet from me.
Oh my gosh.
Gentlemen, it struck so hard, so fast that it wasn't a flash boom, it was a boom. And with everything going white, the percussion from the lightning strike made my leg inside the car go over and hit my other leg. My left leg went over and hit my right leg as I was driving. Guys, this was nuts. I've never been that close to lightning before.
Wow.
And afterwards, I was able to watch in my mirrors and make sure that the car was safe. It was still driving, praise God, somehow. I don't know. But all that to say, got through the rain, made the rest of the trip up to Alex and Liz's, had a wonderful time with them. Caroline and I watched a cartoon about two dogs that their owner is a inventor who is also has no clue what's going on around him. And yeah, interesting dogs, but
Puppy
It
dog
had a
wasn't
great
Bluey. It
pals.
time.
wasn't Bluey, was it?
No, it wasn't Bluey. Actually, everybody else was hoping it was Bluey, but it wasn't. Um,
It's the bane
Very
of
well.
my
watched
existence currently. It's puppy dog pals.
Puppy
Oh.
Dog Pals. Yes. So I've experienced Puppy Dog Pals. Don't want to experience Puppy Dog Pals again, but if it happens, it happens.
Yep.
And then Uh, after Caroline went to bed, we got to talk a little bit more, got to do some fellowship, just share about life. And I love those moments. I love being able to just face to face. And that's why this appeals to me so much that we get to, talk about. Now, there are some things we can't talk about this online because this is for everybody to hear. And God bless you for it. And thank you for hanging out with us. But when you can have those private moments of talking about life and what life is in each of us, there's really something about that. So Greg, I'm sorry I didn't get to see you. I really wanted to, but
It was
time
sad.
dictated time dictated that I had to get back. And
Hey,
so that next morning, woke up to a beautiful ham, egg, and cheese sandwich and a cup of coffee and holding Theo for the first time, got to hold Theo awake and laughing. Not laughing, he was smiling and not giggling. He was just verbal, as any baby is at that age. And eye contact, and just, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. And Caroline, the night before, to hear her in her 3-year-old state call me Uncle Patrick, and just
Uncle
to
Patrick.
be known as Uncle Patrick. Um, and there was no leading on my part for her to say that. She just did, and that blessed me beyond measure. And so that was beautiful. Got to share with Alex and Liz and Theo before I left, and then I got to drive 2.5 hours up I-95 to camp. I know,
Yay!
the parking lot of the East. It was so great.
Yes, it is. It is ridiculous. In the middle of the day on a Sunday, the
Yeah.
road can be shut down. So yes, I
Yep.
understand. I
It was
understand.
it was great. But I drove to Camp Happy Land, and my daughter was ready to go home, and she was checked out, and all we had to do was put her stuff in the car and drive back home. Um, I've never gone such a long distance at interstate speeds, not on the interstate. Like, these were all state roads and that kind of stuff until we got to 75. No, 85. Until we got to 85 and was able to ride 85 the rest of the way home. And we made it home in just under 9, and it was great. It was a really good ride. Julia and I got to talk about everything about the summer, and it was a great bonding moment. And then she slept for 3 hours, and
I
that
know
was
that
good
feeling.
too. That was good too, because she needed it, and we had a good time getting home. Um, And then we went to church yesterday morning. We went to Atlanta Temple and worshiped together. And then that afternoon, actually that evening, about 7:40, Philip came, and he arrived after leaving Nashville that afternoon. And we've just had the best time hanging out. We had ice cream last night. This place called Killwinds at Atlantic Station. Um, they had a line that was literally out the door, and we stood in line for 40 minutes to get this ice cream. And besides the opportunity to talk to my family and share, and laugh about silly things, the ice cream was the proverbial cherry on the top, that we just got to share in that moment. So, all that to say, fellas, it has been a very, very busy week. Cadets arrived today, first years did. We got to introduce them to campus life, and it's just even more so tomorrow and the rest of this week. So, busy times here at in Atlanta, but yeah, that's where I am, and that's why I'm in my office. So, yay, good times.
Yay.
Yeah.
I
So,
love
how
it.
about you? How about you, Alex?
Well, we've been finishing up this palm period. So it's technically it's not palm because palm stands for post operational movement leave. So it's supposed to be after, but they changed the P out for another P, so it's pre operational movement leave. So the second group came back today. So this last week was the last week of the dreaded 3 section duty,
Hmm.
where I have been standing 6 and 6s, which for anyone who doesn't know that's not military, right? We break up our watches in 6 hour blocks. So you have, 6 hours, so you have 4 6 hour watches a day. Well, if you're on duty, you start off in the morning and then you end off the next morning. We have to break those watches up. And because we've been so out of people, and half of our people have been on leave, we've dropped everybody down to 3 sections from 4, And then most everybody was on 6 and 6s, meaning that you would stand 6 hours a watch, you'd have 6 hours off, you would stand another 6 hours a watch, then you'd have 6 hours off. And then the other guys were opposite. They'd have 6 off, 6 on, 6 off, 6 on.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, so you have to find some time to sleep in there.
I'd rather do 12s.
I can't do that. Or the propulsion spaces, man. They're
That's terrible.
different rules.
I understand that. I would put me on 12s. I'll do 12s all day. At least then you can sleep a solid 8 hours.
Yeah, sure.
Wow, that was confidence right there, Alex.
Mhm.
Confidence.
Oh yeah. Don't get me started for circadian rhythm where they map out eight
Oh
hours for us to sleep
yeah.
and you don't even get those. But anyway, I digress. So I had duty yesterday. That's why we're not recording yesterday. We're recording today. But on
Right.
top of that, I also had duty on Monday. I had duty on Thursday, and then I had duty again on Sunday.
Hmm.
So life's been pretty terrible. Not gonna lie. Because 3 days out of the week, I basically just don't get to sleep,
Right.
and I have to continue to keep coming into work or roll right into work the next day. And my boss looks at me at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. He goes, "Hey, we should probably think about getting out of here soon." Uh, oh,
No, you
yeah,
think?
yeah. Anyway, I digress. So that was the majority of my week, was just off and on doing that. So when Liz and I decided, we talked and we're like, hey, let's go and spend the day on Saturday, because obviously we got a chance to see Patrick. It was fantastic. Got a chance to hang out with him, and get that fellowship. That fellowship is always, something that I definitely crave. I know Liz does as well, because
Amen.
let's be honest, there's nobody on the boat that's really around my age. There's a couple of dudes that are around there, but they don't have families, so it's weird to them to hang out with Liz and the kids, and to go and do stuff, because they're not at that part of their life. It's weird. The people who are at that part of their life are literally just old enough to drink.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a very big gap in between. Our kids are around the same age, but we are not.
Hmm.
So it's always good to get to spend time with you guys. And Liz and I were debating back and forth about what we were gonna do on Saturday, and we finally both just decided we need a family day. We need a rest day. We need a day where we just drop everything and focus on us. So we got in the car, put the kids in there, and drove on up and met Greg and Brandy and Zoe at the pool, and got to go swimming. Got an opportunity for Caroline to spend some time with Zoe and spend some time with the rest of us in the water. Got her to jump without wearing her floaty. That was kind of nice.
Nice.
Yeah, she had the backup floaty on, so she was still good. But she has this like vest thing that she wears, and then she also wanted to ride around in her inflatable unicorn. So
Who wouldn't want to do that?
I don't know. I
Right.
honestly do. I want one,
I want an inflatable unicorn floaty.
but she would
Right?
she would start kicking herself towards the side, and she would tell one of us to put her on the side so she could jump in. So you'd pick her up by the unicorn floaty and set her there, and then she would, go like 5 feet away and then run, and then stop, and then jump right at the edge. We're still working on the, you know, carrying through with your run as you
Right.
jump, but
Stop.
yeah, yeah. But
Momentum means nothing.
no, no.
It's overrated. Momentum is overrated.
Arge!
So, but we
Large.
we took the unicorn off, and she started jumping in with just her little vest thing on. And the first time she did it, she didn't realize that she she would actually have to jump to me, because I backed up because she was running full tilt. I was like, all right,
Yep.
I don't want her to hit me in the face. And then she stopped, and I couldn't get close enough, quick enough. She jumped and just went bloop, and came right back up. Yep. So,
Aw.
as a 3-year-old, not holding her nose, not holding her breath, nothing. So she comes up all wide eyed, just like everything
Yeah.
streaming out. Like,
Uh-huh.
that was the weirdest thing ever.
Coughing,
Yeah.
not sure what
That's
just happened.
that sucked.
So,
It was hilarious.
so Greg and I are trying to get her to do it again. And we're trying to tell her, you need to hold your
Oh
breath
yeah.
and hold your nose. And then she does it again. Doesn't do any of those things.
She swallowed a little water.
It was fun.
She's okay.
It's clean ish.
Ish. It's
They
chlorine.
check the Our pool is really good. They check the water every hour. The lifeguard checks the
Wow.
pH and the chlorine content and everything else to make sure it's all within standards.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Every
no, they
hour?
every hour.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
So they actually the way they do that is uh there's only one lifeguard on duty, and it's like there's literally half the time there's no one there. So one lifeguard is more than enough to cover this entire pool. But it's they do 45 minutes on, and then they get a 15-minute break, and they have to clear the pool for the 15 minutes. And so do 45-minute swim session, 15-minute break at the last quarter of the hour. During that time, they can take a break, go inside, they'll do the water samples and everything else, and then they'll start again.
Mm,
So it's awesome. It's really cool.
yeah, especially for a community pool like that or a housing. What it what is it? Is
It's
it a
it's
clubhouse?
it's well, there's no clubhouse. There's a bathhouse, like for bathrooms and changing areas.
Sure.
Um, but it's like my pool is through my neighborhood. I'm
Okay.
part My neighborhood has an HOA, and I pay less than $100 a month. That covers all my lawn care in the front yard. They mow all the lawns.
The inch of
They
grass.
That
they
takes like one pass, right?
Zzz.
Zzz, done.
Yeah, right. The one pass.
Okay.
But they maintain all the front of the houses. That covers the trash pickup, the public spaces. So like behind my house is a giant field that they maintain, and then like there's a playground. There's two playgrounds in the neighborhood. They maintain those, and then they also maintain the pool, and they hire lifeguards for the summer and people to maintain the pool and all that jazz.
Cool.
So yeah, it's honestly it's a sweet deal. And again, the pool's only open to members of the neighborhood. It's not like you can just waltz in there whenever you feel like it. You have to sign in, and you have to
Sure.
have a pass, and you have to be in good standing with the community, like with the HOA, like pay your dues and all that. So there's some encouragement in that respect. And it's really, really nice.
Awesome.
Uh Neighborhood pool, yes. Thank you, Liz. Uh it's awesome. I love it. I like living here for that reason, because it's pretty awesome.
Absolutely. Cool.
Yeah. So we went out to eat on Saturday night, which is,
Yeah, we did.
kind of a bigger thing for Liz and I now. We don't really eat out too much.
Mm.
And we went to this place, Patrick, called Gourmelts. So it's like gourmet, but add an L and a Z on the end.
Gourmels.
Or
Melts.
melts, MELTZ,
Oh,
Yes.
melts.
sorry.
That's
Yeah.
okay. Gourmelts.
Gourmel.
Yeah. So think of like your average grilled cheese sandwich, right?
Okay, I like grilled cheese. You
All
got
right.
me.
So upgrade the bread, so it's bigger, thicker crust.
Well, I like bread.
Upgrade the cheese. It's not just like
Like
your standard
how?
cheddar. Well, mine had Swiss on it,
Okay, I like Swiss.
and then add stuff to it. You know, like some people will put like bacon on their grilled cheese, or
I like
you know,
sliced apple.
I had brisket on mine.
What?
Yeah, so this place,
Oh, I'm never gonna be a skinny man. I
nope.
like it. Let's go.
So mine had brisket. It had
Oh,
coleslaw, pickles, and barbecue sauce on it, as well as they serve it with a side of tater tots. The tater tots, remind you, you have a couple of different options. You can order them regular. You can order
uh-huh.
them seasoned. You know, you can order them as sweet potato tater tots.
Ooh.
You can order them Old Bay seasoned, or if
Eh,
you
eh.
go, I highly recommend it, Honey Old Bay.
Honey Old Bay.
Honey Old Bay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a grilled cheese sandwich with pretty sure it has chicken and it's also got mozzarella sticks
Come on.
Yeah.
on the sandwich.
Come on.
Yeah.
Liz has had mac and cheese and barbecue on it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
It's so here's the other thing too, PT. So this place, um their whole shtick, aside from the like fancy, essentially like fancy grilled cheese sandwiches.
I was
Uh-huh.
getting
Um
there.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
That's
I'm not
okay.
gonna I don't want to steal your thunder. It's a cool place. Let Alex finish.
Yeah.
Thunder. Thunder. Like flash and a thunder.
He's trying so hard.
Ugh, you almost got it again.
uh, so
Yep.
when you go in there, like they have you know, they have two registers. One where you can get one of the little magnetic card things for beer. So you can go up, you put the little magnetic card thing in, and it keeps track of how many ounces you pour because everything pours by yourself. So you put your card in, it keeps track, and your card is connected to like your credit card. So whenever you go up, you know, check out that way at the end.
What?
But
It's called a beer wall, and
it is.
it's they're starting to pop up more and more. There's a few down in Norfolk. We've got a couple here in our area. And they're like, to just elaborate real quick, what's cool about them is, so like you can go and drink. If you don't want a full beer, you can get like a half pour, or you can just pour a little bit. Like you just want to try one, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Little sample of
Continue.
this, little sample of that.
We
I
gonna mix
got
and
you.
match, people.
Oh
Oh,
no.
oh
Call them
boy.
call them A, call them B, keep them separate.
No,
But
I'm just gonna go
You
straight
gotta
down.
keep them
Some of this one.
separated. Hey, hey.
That was a head nod. I'll give you a half.
Ah,
ah,
He was going.
ah,
go man,
ah,
go.
man, the song was in my head. I
I'll
was
give you
I
a
was
half.
literally I was singing it in my head.
Three
You
quarters.
just let it out. Let it out. Just let it out.
But
Oh, so you had a good time though?
oh, dude, this place was great. The whole thing was '90s themed, if you can believe that.
Ooh.
So like all along the walls, you know, they have all this artwork that's up there. That's all like, you know, caricatures that were big from the '90s.
Yeah.
You know, all sorts of different musicians, actors, politicians. You know, people that
Wow.
you would recognize.
Sure. Sure.
They had sports on all over the place, but the big thing was the center TVs in every single row, because there were like 3 rows of TVs. Were playing music videos from the '90s, like actual no joke music videos.
That's cool.
So
That's cool. Did they pull it from like YouTube or something? Because there's not a channel that plays that stuff anymore.
I don't know where they got it from.
Fascinating.
They've got them on they've got them on like they've got them all downloaded or put on something, and their music station plays. But
Cool.
Patrick, it hits you right in the childhood.
Yeah.
It hits right in the childhood. Like you walk into this place and it's like,
Hmm.
oh my gosh, like I remember all of these things growing up. Like
Uh huh. All right,
there's
real
a
quick. Favorite '90s sitcom?
90s sitcom.
Yep.
Sitcom.
Come on, Greg.
You know what?
Yep.
I'm trying to think. Like, hold on.
Friends.
Oh
Did you
gosh.
say
All right.
Friends?
Friends.
Okay.
I remember watching the final with mom.
Wow.
Yep.
I
You know
am.
that's not fair though because it went through the 2000s.
I agree, but it was still a 90s sitcom.
Okay. All
They
right.
didn't have cell phones, dude.
Yeah, you're right.
I am
You're right.
torn.
Everything was done on a landline.
Come on, G.
You got it.
I love the Wonder Years, but honestly, I think the two that stick in my head the most are probably Full House or Saved by the Bell.
Okay. All right. Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
Good choice.
That's a
That's
good
fine.
choice.
Thank you. All right.
Now this is a story all about
All
how.
about how my life got flipped, turned upside down.
Now I win one.
No, he mentioned it. You started singing it.
Oh, mic drop, mic drop,
Yep.
mic drop.
Well, yeah.
All right,
That's two.
that's one and
I've
a half.
upgraded the 3/4 to a 1.
Nah, it's a one and a half.
Judge
One and a
Fudge?
half.
Lawyered.
One and a half.
Well, Greg, what about. Oh, no, Liz says home improvement. Oh, guys.
Uh,
Guys. I just looked
What?
over at my phone and I said, Liz says home improvement. I think my phone is starting to realize who the smart house is. Because I said Liz and Bixby popped up.
And what popped up?
Bixby, the little Google assistant. And was like,
Nice.
I
no, it
didn't
didn't.
understand what you were saying.
No, it did not.
It did.
That's awesome.
I said, Liz says home improvement. And they said, we didn't understand that. It started going the thing. There's no way.
The house recognizes.
That's weird.
That's weird.
That was perfect.
I'm not even mad. That's impressive. Anyway,
What about
Shucks.
you?
Greg.
Yep. Greg,
Yes.
what about your week, man? Any good?
Um, I had a so there was some weird scheduling conflicts with work this week.
Right.
So initially I was going to be on night crew, and I actually did night crew on Monday. And that was rough because I had to get up dark 30, drive Zoe up to Stafford to day camp, drive back home, took a nap, worked out, got dressed, and then went to work for the evening. And then Brandy had to come from where she works all the way to Stafford to pick up Zoe to go home.
Hmm.
That did not work very well. It worked, but not well. So what ended up happening was one of the guys that was out this last week was back on Monday, thank goodness. And I said, "Hey,
Yeah.
brother, I'm gonna ask you a huge favor. Like, will you please switch to night crew? Like, are you busy this week? Like, can you take night crew? I'll switch to day crew. I'll cover down on because it was like just the two of us. So one of us had to be on nights, one of us be on days. I'm like, can you take the nights? I'll take the
Just the
days,
two of us.
and
We can make it if
we will
we
make it. We definitely tried and we did, but they that one doesn't count because I didn't sing it.
try.
No, but that
But
counts one for me because I started dancing and Patrick went, just the two of us.
they he was down. So yeah, so we got to switch shifts, and I was on days the rest of the week. Which was a godsend because that would have been rough. I don't think we did anything cool. I did a lot of just I hung out with Zoe this last week. Like every
Cool.
chance I got. We did a lot of swimming. We did a lot of swimming. Um we were at the pool as much as humanly possible. And then this weekend, uh Alex and Liz came up on Saturday. We spent the day together. And then Sunday we went back to the pool and I got even more sun. Um and Friday, so I skipped that. So we've been dog sitting. So mom and dad are here. They got here on Sunday, but on Friday, one of my coworkers asked me to watch his dogs for the weekend through actually his wife's picking him up tomorrow.
Mm.
Um, so we've got mom and dad, Brandy and I, Zoe, four dogs and a cat in our little two-bedroom townhome, and we're making it work. It's working all right, but it's definitely tight.
Just a
Um,
little
just a
tight.
little tight.
How many
But
extra dogs? Two?
two extra dogs, and
Okay.
they're both sweet. They're over here laying right now. They're both puppies though. One's a
Oh,
boxer puppy, and the other one's a boxer something mix. That's a little bit older. I think he's over a year. Um, but man, oh man, I got them on excuse me. Got them on got them on Friday, and we've been working with them all weekend, and it's honestly it's been it's been a blast. Mom and dad got in yesterday evening, and then they spent the day with Zoe today. They're hanging out and spending time with her all this week
sweet.
before she has to go home. So we got to go to work today and got home, and the three of them were over at the pool. They had they had gone over. Mom had gone and did some shopping, and she made guys. You remember that chicken broccoli cheese
The
wrapped
lattice?
in, yeah,
Yep.
the lattice thing. So she made one of
Yep.
those tonight for dinner,
Yeah,
and
you can leave now. I love you. Bye.
I love you too. Um,
I can kick him out.
but he,
Boot
he's
him!
not lying. He boot me. Um, but
Say
yeah,
it!
no, it was honestly it was awesome. Like it just
Yeah, that is a quality meal.
it was. I'm taking some for lunch tomorrow,
Yeah.
but
You can kick him now.
okay,
Bye.
okay,
Greg, you get muted.
bye. Uh, he muted me. So what? You can't hear me?
No, I hear you.
I
You're fine.
say Pringle, Pringle, puffy pants, and no one can hear me. No, don't worry. That didn't make any sense to me either. I just said it so that was funny.
Hmm.
You can write
Oh,
that one down.
Liz has reminded me of something, gentlemen.
Sir.
So there's one other thing that happened this week. I'm sorry, Greg. I don't know if you were done or not, but
No,
Okay.
that pretty much sums up my week.
I'm gonna Kanye West this thing. So have either of you guys? I know both of you do this. You order things off of Amazon, right?
Sure,
Sure. All the
Yeah.
time.
all the time.
You know, you wait for things to show up on your porch. You're so excited. You open into them, and you know it's the greatest thing ever because it was something that you wanted, or you know something you thought was really neat, or you know something.
Yep, something.
So earlier this week, one of the days, I don't even remember which because it's that traumatic. I've blocked it from my mind. Um, the FedEx guy came and rung the doorbell, and I went and opened it, and I looked at a package that was on our porch. This package was probably a little bit bigger than like a paperback book, but all along the side it had these giant holes in it. And I was like, that is the weirdest security for a box that I've ever seen. You know, you can basically see right into it. And I'm looking in there, it's like this little mesh bag looking thing. What the world is this? So I bring it in. I'm like, Liz, did you order something offline? She goes, oh, yes. And she runs over and she rips open the box and she pulls out the bag. And inside the bag, gentlemen, are 1,500 ladybugs. Ladybugs.
Oh
Yup.
my.
So apparently, during Liz's course of reading throughout the weeks, she has found that she has a slight issue with some of her plants. I know both of you guys have now seen her plant collection, and
Uh-huh.
It's quite impressive.
the amount of succulents are staggering. But they have moved from just above the sink to into the living
Yeah.
room to into the dining room to up the stairs. Like there are plants everywhere.
I have
Yep,
one.
she is poison ivy.
Yes.
His name is
Yeah.
Frank.
She got poison ivy too, but we're not going to talk about that.
Oh, well, we don't talk about Frank.
We're going to talk about Frank.
Frank's
But
just chilling in the corner.
that's his
He's
plant.
all right. We put up with him.
Oh,
Yeah. His
Yeah.
plant's name is Frank.
we
name is
don't
Frank.
talk about
So-
Frank. No, no, no.
Oh, you almost got me again.
Yep. That'd have been 3. But she goes and proceeds to run over and she shakes the bag down as if, to move them all away from the opening. And she goes over,
Okay.
grabs a pair of scissors, cuts the bag open, opens up her
Mouse.
little, foyer thing that she has, and just starts dumping ladybugs inside the house. Straight up. She's literally like reaching down in, scooping them out of the bag, and like trying to shake them off her hand onto the succulents in this thing. And I'm following her, going, "What are you doing? What? No, what? No." She then proceeded to go from the living room. She went over and put them on the other plant in the living room. She went into the kitchen, dumped them all over the ones in the kitchen. And meanwhile, I am still following her the entire way through the house. Trying to ask her, what gave you this idea? How much research have you done into this? Why are you putting 1,500 ladybugs in my house? Like, trying to figure all this stuff out, and it doesn't get to her mind until she gets into the dining room and she starts putting them on the ones in the dining room. That I'm still behind her, and she realizes this probably was a conversation that I should have with my partner before I just start infesting our house with ladybugs.
Oh man.
So she then walks outside and she dumps the rest of them into the front flower bed and comes back in with the empty bag. And she goes, "So I bought ladybugs."
I see that.
I was
See that now.
Okay. Why? She goes, "Well, we have a mite problem. There's like plant mites that are on all over the plants, and all the research that I saw basically pointed to utilizing predatory bugs for this." So I was like, "Okay, those are 2 words that should not be used describing bugs that just got delivered all over my house."
Predatory bugs.
Predatory
Yes.
bugs.
Sure.
And she goes, "No, no, no. The predatory bugs are there. They'll eat the mites. They'll stay in the area where the mites are at because that's food for them, and then they'll eat them." I said, "Well, what happens when all the mites go away? Where do they go?"
Uh-huh.
She goes, "Well, they'll stay there." I was like, "I don't think that's the case."
No, because then they'll look for something else to predator on.
Yes. So she goes, "Yeah, we probably should have had this conversation before I just like dumped all of these things all over the house." I said, "Yeah, that's probably a good idea."
Yeah.
Yeah. So every opportunity that I get now, I go and I look through her plants and I count how many ladybugs I can find.
Uh-huh.
Gentlemen, I made a count this afternoon.
Uh-oh.
4.
Oh no.
Of all the plants in the house, I found 4 ladybugs.
Oh no.
So where'd the other 600 or 700 of them go?
Greg,
Oh.
the number you're looking for is 1,500.
Yep.
Where'd the other
5.
Where'd the other 1,496 go?
I don't know.
Oh man.
I found one on the wall up here before we started the podcast.
My.
There are
Does
no
she even
plants
come
up here.
upstairs with them?
Nope.
Ooh. They're coming to take me away. Haha.
Yep.
Your air filters.
Oh,
Yeah. So that was
man.
another wonderful thing that
Can you
occurred this
imagine if
week.
they swarm like your box fan or something?
When bugs attack.
Oh
Well,
man.
I remember when they would get in Grandma and Grandpa's house up in Ohio during the winter.
Yep.
Remember we'd find them underneath the couch
Swarming.
when we would open up the we'd lift up the headrest on the fold out couch because we would hide underneath and
Yep.
we'd lock each other down in there and tie each other up and all kinds of weird things.
in the in the
That was
fold
this.
out couch. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Hideaway beds. They
But
can hide
man
away
was
more than just beds.
yes. But all the dead ladybugs were underneath there too, which was really
Oh
interesting.
man.
Yeah,
God bless you, Alex.
good times. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
God bless you.
I'll do another count before I go to bed tonight. I'll send you guys the results.
Thank you.
Please, I would be
Appreciate it.
interested to hear how many of said 1,500
Inquiring
ladybugs you actually
minds
find.
need to know. Yeah, yeah. Oh, bless it.
Liz
Liz,
says
All right, Greg.
Liz looked it up.
I think she's still typing.
Oh,
Adult ladybugs can live up to a year. Sweet.
Yay!
ka-ching. Great day.
We'll find the other 1,496 ladybugs somewhere in the house.
I mean, it'll be all right. You know,
That'd be good.
I only got a couple weeks, and then Liz gets to deal with it, so it'll be okay.
Now, all right. So easy question. I don't figure we're not gonna go like all deep and philosophical this evening, but I don't remember if I've asked this before, gentlemen. What do you do? What's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning, and what's the last thing you do before you go to bed? Have I ever asked that before?
Open my eyes, then close my eyes.
That's a very good answer, boyo.
That's pretty literal. Nicely done.
Thank you.
Nicely done. First thing I do, I make my bed, my side of the bed. Let's keep that as it is. I make my side of the bed, and the last thing I do, I stretch. I have gotten in the habit of stretching my legs specifically because if I don't, in the middle of the night, I find myself waking up because my calves are cramped, or my shins have cramped, or my knees have cramped. Have you ever had a knee cramp? That's the craziest feeling
Yes.
in the world. And you have no way of stretching that junk out. So,
I can show you.
before I get in bed, I stretch. And I stretch for probably a couple of minutes. And my wife has gotten to the point now where she stopped asking, "What are you doing on the floor?" She just knows. So,
Hmm.
there you go.
BT's stretching out.
To
Yep.
to answer your question truthfully, usually pooping.
Nope. And our rating just went down. Thanks, bud.
Right.
I love it.
It's one of the first things I do in the morning.
Head call for the win.
That honestly, that's usually what wakes me up, especially on the boat. Because it's one of those. All right, so I sleep in a top rack, okay, and
Right.
in order to actually get comfortable and fall asleep, you pretty much have to wear minimal clothing because it gets real hot, real hot. Some dudes
Warm
sleep in
air
their
rises.
socks. I can't do that. My feet just feel gross, and I end up taking more showers than I probably should and wasting water. So I don't wear socks. I don't wear a shirt, and I have all my fans on, and I sleep. And usually, what wakes me up is I have to pee, and that's one of those oh darn kind of moments because I have to find my shower shoes, drop them from up top down to the floor, climb down somehow and land with my feet in my shower shoes.
That's a struggle, man.
It is
That's
difficult.
a real struggle.
I'll
Yep.
say the struggle is real.
It is a
Yep.
fact.
The struggle is real.
But when going to
Greg?
sleep, same thing. I poop.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Morning, it's definitely Alex had kind of hit the nail. It's definitely I have to I'll usually because I'll drink a lot of water before I go to bed. So
Ah.
I it's something I just got in the habit of time in the military. I've usually consumed enough water that my body will because I don't wake up otherwise. Then the having to use the bathroom first thing in the morning when my alarm goes off is like that's what gets me out of bed and gets me going.
Huh.
Um, and then honestly, before I go to bed, uh, it's I think it's two things. One, it's you know, it's getting a kiss, giving a kiss to Brandy, and then I'd like to have at minimum. I like a little bit of just quiet. Like there's a probably about 10 minutes end of the night. I don't want any it's like okay, conversation is done. I'm still awake for those few minutes, but that's kind of my opportunity to let myself shut down. Because
Sure.
after that 5 minutes, I'm gone. I will go to bed. You will not hear from me
Mm.
until my
Nice.
alarm wakes me up again the next morning.
Wake me up before you go.
That was another good one too.
Dang it.
So, gentlemen, which bear is the most condescending?
A panda.
And
Is it pandas?
and
Pan. Oh,
duh.
duh. Got it. What's the difference between beer nuts and deer nuts?
Family
Well,
channel.
I'd say you could eat both of them, but I don't know.
Beer nuts are $1.50 a pound. Deer nuts are under $1.
Oh, that one's good. What kind of noise does a witch's vehicle make?
Broom, 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 broom.
Broom, broom.
Tried to come up with a carpentry pun that would work. Think I nailed it.
Woodwork. Nailed it. How do you get a country girl's attention?
A tractor.
A tractor.
My wife and I laugh at how competitive we are, but I laugh more. Hey.
I think we've said this one before. What do you call a pudgy psychic? A fortune teller.
Ah. What do you call James Bond in a bathtub?
Secret
007.
agent
Oh.
man. Secret.
Secret agent man. What do you call a medieval spy? Surveillance.
Valence. My wife asked me to get 6 cans of Sprite from the grocery store.
Yeah.
I realized when I got home that I'd picked 7 up. Why is the color green notoriously single?
Oh, I don't know.
It was always so jaded.
Oh, so jaded. A friend of mine got kidnapped by a group of mimes. They did unspeakable things to him.
Unspeakable thing.
Unspeakable thing.
Can you tell if it's a dogwood tree
Check its bark.
Right, Spark.
by the bark?
I gave my wife a glue stick instead of lipstick by accident. She's
And
still not talking to me.
That's amazing.
Bah.
Ha.
I've been thinking about taking up meditation.
Take up meditation? Sure, what's
Yeah,
for?
it's better than
Yeah,
sitting around doing nothing.
taking it up, sitting around. All
No,
right,
take
here's
a. Oh, go ahead.
go. No, you're good.
No, I just, you know, it's learning how to meditate because it's better than sitting around doing nothing.
Because
Oh,
meditating is sitting around doing
uh
nothing.
huh, uh huh, uh huh.
Yeah. Ha.
Did you like my mansplaining?
That was great. Thanks. This is
You
the
know,
one I'm finishing on. You ready? If you're ready, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Okay. I just got hospitalized due to a peekaboo accident.
Okay.
They put me in the ICU.
All right. I like it.
About to say, did that cat also bite your nose?
Oh, the peekaboo that bit your nose?
Mm,
Yeah, no.
yeah.
Still remember that night. TBT.
Oh, you bled so much,
I was
too.
Oh
just
yeah,
trying
he
to
did.
save him.
Oh man.
He wasn't having it. What does Rockin' Robin do when she's bored?
Tweedledee.
She rolls.
Tweet. Just tweet.
Just tweet. Just tweet. Awesome. Well, that about does it, ladies and gentlemen. That about finishes up our night together on this podcast, Brothers in Arms podcast. What is up, Kitty?
Hello, cat.
Hello, Kitty. Thanks for joining us. For those who joined us tonight in twitch.tv/Brothers in Arms podcast. Really, we love it when you join us, when you type in our chat, when you share with us in that. We thank you very much. If you want to go with us live in that regard, you can always find us. You can find out when we go live if you follow our Twitter, and that's at your BIA podcast. Alex, Greg, still eating those Buckies. Are they good? Do you like them? Oh, half the bag is gone. I'm so sorry.
They're going to
I'm
work in the morning.
I'm so sorry.
It's all right.
Uh,
They're going to work in the morning. Let my
you can,
coworkers destroy them.
there you go. You can get this podcast anywhere podcasts are offered, and you can also catch our back episodes or our back issues or whatever you want to call them. I have back issues. Do you have back issues?
All the time.
All the time, yeah. We're just full of back issues. You can
Um,
find that on YouTube. All one word, Brothers in Arms Podcast. Check us out. We'd love to have you. View those videos. Give us a thumbs up if you get a chance. That helps us out, and we'd appreciate it. So thank you very much. Gentlemen, any parting remarks before we hit the button?
as always, drink water,
Yeah,
take Motrin, change your socks.
because we've learned tonight that drinking a lot of water is your alarm clock. Thank you very much for that,
It
Greg.
is good for you. They will wake you up, I promise.
Soldiers in your cup.
Mm-hmm.
Alex?
I don't really know. I ain't got too much this evening. It's been a long week.
Really?
I'm kind of tired.
Oh,
So, I've been reflecting quite a bit. Sorry, someone just started something. Oh, that was weird. Anyway, I've been reflecting quite a bit this week on the fact that in a couple weeks I'm going to be gone for a little bit. So, spend time with the family while you can. Spend time with your
yeah.
friends. Because,
That's true.
yeah, you never know. It might be a while until the next time you see them.
Mm, yeah.
Soon,
Absolutely.
sooner rather than later, preferably.
Preferably, absolutely. And I think I'll parrot that. You know, it's when you got family and they're right there, take every advantage of it. You know, put down the screen, put down whatever you can, whatever is taking your time, taking your attention, and being intentional about that time together. Um, Having our kids together. Uh, when we went to ice cream last night, we were probably together in that event for about 2.5 hours, and I don't think we picked up our phones once. It was just good to be together and listen and laugh and experience that together. So, yeah, I agree with you, Alex. Take every opportunity you can to love with your family and to love on them and to be together. So, good call,
Liz says to make sure and talk to your partner about big decisions
bud.
and predatory insects.
That's a good one too. Talk to your partner. Yes, amen.
And predatory insects. Good
And
word.
predator, yes, predatory insects especially. Too funny. Too funny. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that does it for us. Thanks for hanging out with us. We truly appreciate you. Hope you have a wonderful, fantastic week. Don't know what our next weekend looks like, Alex.
Sunday.
Sunday. So we're back
Sunday.
on Sunday. So, hope
We owns.
sunny day, sweeping up clouds away. Yeah, on my way.
Can you tell me how to get?
All right, sweet. Love y'all. Thank you very much. You take it easy and enjoy Sesame Street. Love y'all. Bye bye now.
To okay, we'll see you later.
Bye.
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 Huh? Who?
Bye.
That. Who
Who's
that
on?
is?
Who's on first? Who's on first?
Somebody's got to remake that skit. I'm telling you. It's a classic.
It is
It
classic.
is.
Who's on first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
I got my
I had
COVID booster
another.
today. That's why I feel like crap.
Oh, that's always
What
pleasant.
happened?
I got my
You got a
COVID booster.
COVID booster.
Oh, that will push you on your butt. It
Yeah.
does to me every time. And I've
Every time.
only had one.
Yeah.
E.
You know, also I forgot I was gonna tell you guys. Do you remember playing Patrick? I don't know if you played it as much as Alex and I did. Do you remember Gizmos and Gadgets?
Yes.
Yep.
It is free online now.
What?
Yeah, it's hosted on a DOSBox website,
Hmm.
and you can actually go and play Gizmos and Gadgets from the Learning Center from back in the 90s. And it made
Fun.
me smile. Yeah, made me smile. I was like, ooh,
Mate.
I remember this vividly.
All right. Bye.
Okay, bye. We lost Patrick.
I think we did.
Oh, now he's back.
Bye.
Now, this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down. I'd like to take a minute to sit right there, tell you, and it's about that. Dun, 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 dun.